Hello and welcome to another race of the Renault Clio Cup SoF League. This week's race was in Donington Park, and you probably notice a difference from the other two videos I've made so far. There is no intro, there is no starting grid. What is happening here? Already lazy? Work ethics? No! In short, the latest iRacing update fumbled with many overlays, and the TV overlay I used for the first two races somehow gets detected by anti-cheat, it seems. In short, it crashes when you try to use it while iRacing is open. So I had to adjust, scramble a little bit, and this is why we have no grid sequence, the intro spiel not happening this time. I hope it gets fixed rather quickly, because that TV overlay, it's sweet, it's nice. So it looks a bit different, the presentation is a bit different, but the race is still happening. And with that, our drivers are ready to go. We're waiting for the green flag here in Donington Park, and it goes, and a car is not going. Car number, what is it, 15 is standing? I believe it's number 15. But other than that, everyone comes away cleanly. First corner, no incidents. That's a solid start. I was able to keep P3, which made me quite happy. Here we have Maddie Sinclair already defending the blobby car, as I like to call it, that pink. Meanwhile, I try to get to P2, which we have seen in the bottom of the screen, running down to corner 7, side by side, and I am through, which makes me kind of happy. Maddie Sinclair almost losing the car there. There's also a car in the gravel. Don't know what happened there. And meanwhile, I try to defend there the second place I just got from the highest rated driver in the lobby. From lobby to blobby, it seems Maddie Sinclair defending against Mark Kelly. Oh, and there is contact. There is contact, but okay. No further chaos other than that. No follow-up crash, no nothing. That's at least something. Meanwhile, Neil Todd not only trying to get to P3, he gets P3 from Jonas Gant, the highest rated driver here in the race. Meanwhile, car number 12 in the pits. Don't know what happened there. Whew. Yeah. Interesting second half of the first lap, but the race is still young. We can see the positionings change. And Mark Dowie, I assume. Sorry if I say that wrong. Will he continue? Yeah, the dot is moving on the mini map. Two cars going wide there. Yeah, tricky corner. Tricky corner, but will this work? Maddie Sinclair already going 3 wide. Woo! Plucky. Plucky from the driver with the blobby car. Rated 13. Oh, that curb. Those high curbs sending the clear in the air. But everything is under control. Kelly overtaking another one. Nope, Kutsia didn't jump from 12 to 1. That was good old blinking, as it is called. Lots of overtakes here, as we can see in the overlay we use for this race. Like I said, I hope we can get the old TV overlay back with the additional graphics when there is a battle, for example, showing the I ratings, etc, etc. But for at least for this race, we have to work like this. Let's take a look at while we see those battles up to turn 7. Guys, chance for a fight for P3. Gent wants to get P3 back from Tots. He's on the inside down to the chicane. Be interesting to see if he can hold his third position or not. It seems as Gent is through. Yes, we can see it. He overtook him. I assume Todd said, okay, it's not worth it to hold there, and there's a car heading into the pits. I believe, yes, that's David Wilkinson, the number 10 car. Meanwhile, Sinclair again in a 3-wide situation. And we see a lot from him. Like I said, that skin is... it screams at you. It's so... yeah, let's keep it at that. Let's keep it at that is one thing. Let's keep the leaders where they are. Isaac Mitchell 2.1 seconds in front of me, then another 3-second gap. Of course, it helps that Gant, Todd, Steer and Bright are fighting for that third position, which helped Mitchell and myself to build a lead. And another contact. That was car number 3. Mark Kelly got collected. Man, there a lot happened. It's one of those races, as you can see on the minimap. If I would show just my POV, it would be the most boring thing ever. First lap was quite eventful, defending P3, getting around Jonas Gent, but since then we have not seen much from my POV, so it's good that this program focuses on other things. It's not perfect, we probably missed quite a few things, but it's still better than nothing, that's for sure. While Todd, who lost P3, will he get a chance to get it back? Because the problem, of course, is he has 2 cars right behind him with James Steer and Russell Bright. James Steer, that Cornetto car, was in the first Clio Cup race I did, if I'm correct. And there was a contact between him and Bright. Russell flashing his lights, not happy about that. From what I have seen, yeah, I can understand that. But I believe we have seen that car in Ratskogen. Yeah, he was part of that race, like Maddie Sinclair, which was also in that race that I presented to you last week in Ratskogen, Norway. But one thing is for sure, I was not able to hold the pace of Mitchell, and the gap between me and Gent shrunk at that point of the race. From, I believe it was 3.1, 3.2 down to 1.8 at this moment. Gent cleared it, a faster driver, and now not in the position in which he had to defend all the time against Neil Todd. Had a bit of a gap, and that helps, of course, focusing upwards, not always trying to defending lines, oftentimes not the faster lines. But it will be interesting to see if Jonas can close the gap. It looks like it, because I am not able to hold that pace. Other cars around me were much quicker. We were talking about, I believe Mitchell was driving 17.6 at this point. I believe Jonas Gent was also around, and I was not able to drive those times during that part of the race. Meanwhile, we see a fight for P8, Davis and Altman, and back to Jonas Gent, who just drove the fastest lap, if I recall correctly, a 17.4. Now just only 1.2 seconds behind second place, who is me, who also is part of this race. I know I'm not often seen so far in all of these videos, but this is fine for me, as long as we have other things to see, because I'm really curious. The iRacing setting is on most exciting. There was just an overtake happening with Mark Kelly and Sam Burnett. net, I believe. Yes. And nope, this is more interesting if iRacing says so. I'm not the one to judge. Meanwhile, Ghent now under a second. Clios don't have DRS, so this is not a factor. But he's closing the gap now, 1.1. But I have to find a bit of pace to keep second place. But the race is still going, as you can see in the top left. Mark Kelly, no, he's still on P11. Just another blinking incident. Meanwhile, we follow Jonathan Altman versus Maddie Sinclair, 1.8 versus 1.5k. And Maddie, good exit from the last chicane. You're driving. Oh! Yeah. I assume if there were racing stewards, they would like to have another look at this situation. Yikes! Let's keep it at that. Not the thing you want to see an Altman falling down to P13 as a result. Yeah. Unfortunate. Let's call it that. Meanwhile, let's take a look which is close here. We have Ghent trying to catch me. Neil Todd still behind him, just a second. But Steer and Bright no longer in the attacking zone, I call it. No immediate threat for Neil Todd. You can see the gap here between Steer and Todd, who probably has to defend against Russell Bright again. Remember, he flashed his lights a few laps ago after an incident in turn 7, I believe it was. Yeah, it was turn 7. So Russell, one of the higher rated drivers in the split, 2.4k, number 4 car. James Steer, number 14, the third lowest, 1,400. So there is quite the iRating gap, but Steer's holding on P5, and iRating not necessarily says anything about your pace. But it's clear Russell is the faster driver, he's the more experienced driver, he's close, and if he gets a nice exit, maybe he can put himself side by side with James Steer, or use the aftermath of the chicane as an overtake opportunity. We have seen it in this race. Right now he's too far away, but if he gets this thing done better, then maybe, but I don't think so that it's happening this lap. Let's take a look at the timetable in front. Isaac Mitchell still 3.1 seconds in the lead. Okay, I was just holding on for a moment to see what Russell is trying. Second place is me. Now at a stage where I was able to hold the gap 1 second, 1.2 seconds, 0.9 seconds, 1.1 seconds. So somewhat matching the pace of Jonas Ghent. But I can tell you, I was quite nervous because Donington Park is a track where off-track penalties can easily happen to me quite a bit in practice sessions. But now look. Russell, will he try it down to turn 8? I mean, he's side by side, he's on the inside, and he sticks it seems. Nicely done. But James Steer, okay, now he has a car to the left, which is not helping in trying to get it back. Don't tell me they go 3 wide. Please don't tell me you go 3 wide, guys. Thank you. Andrea, who said, okay, no, too dangerous. I slide behind James Steer and wait for my opportunity. But the thing with waiting is, take a look at the top left corner. Time is running out. 15-minute races are, that short. Don't have the opportunity to play around for half an hour. You have to do it fast if you want to gain positions. But this isn't over. This isn't over. Because Andrea Biancucci, my Italian is a bit rusty, but Biancucci is the right pronunciation. He's also faster than Steer and he wants to get past. He is the number 6 driver in terms of rating, now currently in P7. Getting his 6th position back would be nice. In terms of keeping iRacing and all that good stuff. And of course the championship points for the SoF League table, which we will take a look after the race. But we are not fully done yet. Because the leader, Isaac Mitchell, just started the final lap. 1.7 seconds in front of me. Yeah, the gap was closing a bit. I assumed that Isaac was playing it safe. No need to over push the car, making a mistake. Sacrifice 4 or 5 tenths to bring it home safely, which is smart. Meanwhile, the gap between me and Jonas still 0.9, 1.1, always in that ballpark. Neil Todd, who was no longer able to hold that pace, 3.3 seconds. Ooh, Andrea going wide there. That wasn't 1x for sure. But just 2 tenths. There is the opportunity to overtake. There is the chance, especially when Steer, you probably saw the car was not as smooth around that corner as it could have been. Now Andrea, if he gets a good exit, he is in a prime position to attack, to gain a position at the very last corner of the race. But no. No positions change at the end. I believe Russell had a penalty, which is why he slowed down so much. And look at the timetable. I believe he wasn't able to finish the race, to clean the penalty before he finished the race. So I believe that caused him to drop him down all the way to P13. We saw it, that he was slowing down massively. Yeah, you hate to see it. A late penalty can absolutely crush your hopes and dreams. But Isaac Mitchell wins this race in the black and green Formula Llama skinned car. We haven't seen much of him. We haven't seen much of second place. We have seen quite a bit of Jonas and Neil. We have seen a lot of James and Andrea. We have seen Maddie Sinclair. So we have seen basically everything except for P1 and P2, which was me. Another second place. I was really happy how this went. And yeah, let's cut to the chase. Let's take a look at the results of the race.